And we are live. Welcome everybody to another Saturday morning stand-up with Bronze Dragon Gaming, where we like to discuss Splinterlands, Atlas Earth, whatever, other games on the Hive blockchain. So just kick in the chat what you want to talk about. Lots of things to talk about. A rather new thing that popped on my radar, and it was kind of one of those quick turnaround things. I got approached from a bigger player in the Splinterlands infrastructure, not infrastructure, that's the wrong word, a bigger player in the game, and he wanted to sponsor, also a longtime subscriber of my channel. He wanted to sponsor a big event or several events in December. So we'll talk about that going forward, because it's gonna be a big announcement, and I will be doing a separate video on this later today. So stay tuned for that for specifics. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. How's everybody doing? The People's Guild was in the house, but apparently they couldn't stay. I think they're on a much different. I think Bjangles is on a much different time zone than we are, but thanks for dropping by. Gathering the Magic's here. Welcome. Says, hello all. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and end of season rewards. I pulled in my rewards and they were pretty nice. You know what I've been doing? The last couple weeks I rented SPS, which is the first time I will have ever done that. And I basically rented enough to double the SPS I have in game. As well as I do have somebody loaning me some SPS. So it was interesting. I was thinking about doing a video on it. Just kind of as you would expect, if you doubled the amount of SPS, pretty much what I brought in as far as SPS per win and glint per win pretty much doubled in that kind of frame, but it was interesting. So, and my Thanksgiving was pretty good. I would have to say, without bragging too much, the 2 turkey breasts I smoked for that day was the best turkey I've ever cooked in my life. I didn't do a whole turkey, but we've got these huge whole turkey breasts. They have a lot of meat to them, and I like using my smoker. So I'm like, I looked up a few videos on YouTube and smoked them, and I did them slightly different. One was not that this is going to turn into a cooking show, but one I used injectable Tony Chachere's marinade and some Cajun seasoning on it, and the other one I did with regular seasoning, and I wrapped it in bacon, and then I put a maple syrup glaze on it. So they both turned out really well. I think the one with the injection worked better. It was so juicy. I cut that breast off the bone, and it was just like juice just rolling out. It was so good. And everything else we had was great too. So my daughter handled the desserts. My wife handled the vegetables and like the stuffing and stuff. So it was like a massive team effort, and everything turned out really well. So I hope everyone else had a good Thanksgiving as well. Crypto Beavers in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. KGM is here. Says, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Good to see KGM back in the fold. He hasn't done videos in a while. He posted a video yesterday or today. One of the two. Either way, I just watched it a few hours ago. Good to see him posting back again. Alex T's in the house. Better have an escape plan. Jangles, the cop won't go light on you. Don't know what that's about. Alex T continues saying they're going to give you the Cuba treatment. Wilson Razon's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Says good morning and happy Thanksgiving as well. Crypto Beaver says, I rent 60,000 SPS on average. Worth it. Well, these are just loose numbers, and I'm just taking a guess by what I experienced. Is pretty much, if you rent enough to double whatever else you got in the game, you can pretty much expect to pretty much double what you bring in. So the amount of SPS off win and the amount of glint. Obviously, there's a full range, and there's a lot of variables there, like win streak, how many gold foils you use, and stuff like that. But it's pretty much in that ballpark. You rent, if you're relatively new to the game, we've got a lot of Splinterlands players around here, but part of the game is actually renting or buying the SPS token. Now, do you have to do that now? No, you don't have to do it. You can play free to play, but if you want to start earning SPS, you have to put something into the game, and that's in the form of buying or renting SPS so that you can stake on your account. The more you stake, then the more you bring in with wins, and that's the earning part of the game. We got into this period early on in the game where people, I don't know, it's just any time in a game that you have the ability to make money, there is going to be abuse of it. And the constant evolution of this game has been trying to refine the whole process, which you basically make money with SPS or DEC or whatever you're talking about. Refine that process so it's as fair as possible and has as little abuse as possible. Is it perfect? No. But I will give it this to the team that over the last, I've played for more than 3 years now, they've consistently tried to improve the whole process and pare down the ability to abuse it. So with that said, I think that renting SPS, especially if you're new in the game, will give you the ability to earn more. And ultimately, from my perspective, it's always been my approach to buy cards and not rent them. Have I rented them? Yeah. In fact, one good use case is that if you think you're going to buy, if you're interested in a relatively pricey card, rent it. Rent it for a week or two before you actually bite off and buy it, because you can see how it performs in your deck. I've talked about this before. The same thing with SPS, and the SPS is really kind of a double-edged sword, twofold type conversation, because people do buy and sell SPS to make money, and they use it kind of as an investment. I always encourage people to treat this as a game and not particularly an investment. Could you make money off the game? Sure, you could make money, but basically the whole process is there that if you buy SPS and you stake it in the game, the more you have staked, the more you potentially will earn off of each match. And that's something that's relatively new. I mean, it's been going for what, a year and a quarter maybe. But before that, there was a different process and it was ripely abused. So either way, maybe I'm getting off on a tangent, but I like to provide a little bit of a backstory explanation for those who are relatively new to the game or even attending the live stream and just thinking about the game. Okay, so who else we got here? Let's see here. Matt Young's in the house. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. Mystic Forces here. Hello. Thanks for dropping by. Gathering says, you are making me hungry. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was so happy with how the turkey... my wife and daughter are probably tired of hearing me talk about it. But, I've tried various methods to cook the turkey over the years. And this... you know what? I thought I had a 50-50 chance of ruining it because I previously cooked beer can chicken in the smoker. And while the chicken meat was good, the skin was rubbery. And I couldn't figure out what I did wrong. What I did wrong was the temperature. And no, you're not tuned into a cooking show, but since it was just Thanksgiving, I thought I'd pass this along. I'm used to cooking beef and pork low and slow on the smoker, like 240, 250 degrees for a long period of time. You can't do that with poultry. You need to season that up and put your injectables in and cook that at 350. That will give you a nice crispy skin and nice juicy meat. That's what I learned. So there you go. A little piece of information from Bronze Dragon Cooking. New channel, right? Gundam Buster is here. Welcome. Good morning. Wibble is lurking with the lurking wee. And Crypto Beaver says, everything tastes better with bacon. I would venture that bacon-wrapped SPS would be awesome too. There probably is a bacon token, right? Should we pair up with bacon token and SPS token liquidity pool? Let's see here. Alex T says, probably the best thing to buy at the moment in the market is SPS. I would have to agree. And have I been doing that? Yes, I have been doing that. I'm not one of those guys that goes in whole hog and buys a bunch at once, but over the last 2 months, I would say that I've increased my SPS bag at least 6 times, 5 or 6 times. So I've been taking advantage. Let's take a look. I looked earlier, and it's been holding a little bit above the cent. There for a while, for a week or week and a half, it was hitting that cent mark, and then they were doing sell-offs. I think there are bots, liquidity bots. I'm not educated on those, but I do know they're kind of like in the stock market where they're set to sell off. Once you hit a penny, it sells off a certain percentage, right? And that's what I think. That's just my uneducated guess at why we saw so many fluctuations. Because it would hit a penny and then it would come down, and then it would hit a penny and it would come down. But we're at over a penny now, so that's looking good so far. And DEC has been kind of holding its own. It's right around average where it's been for the last couple of weeks, as far as I've been keeping aware. Haven't done much with vouchers lately. I did buy some vouchers, but I haven't used them. I bought some to prepare for buying that card when it came out, and I was just not really, I didn't really get in. I didn't buy one of those cards. I did like the dwarven artwork on it, though. But okay, let's check chat, see what's going on. Paul Taylor's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Alex T says, if you're crafty, you would actually buy Hive. Then when you see a 20% or so pump on Hive, you quickly buy SPS. Guess what else I bought this last week? Yeah, Hive. I haven't traded in for SPS, but I do, as you know, I play a number of different games on Hive blockchain. So if you're in the same boat as I do, it's a win-win situation. Buy some Hive and watch it go up. Just for the sake of argument, let's see what Hive is at right now. Just under 30 cents. So it's getting back there. I don't know. Let's switch this to a year. So it was way up here, like in April. I remember buying Hive when it was around 40 cents right here. And look at this whole trajectory during the last few months, just down. So it's climbing. It's not as high as where it has been the first of the year, but it's climbing. And none of this is investment advice, but I do agree that I think that if we get a pump in SPS and more, like we're trying, we're hoping for with all the advancements and improvements to the game, Splinterlands helps Hive, right? And that's why they're getting money from Hive as well. So hopefully that, the whole pump also pumps Hive. So, it's all a gamble, right? You're gambling, you're buying some Hive, hoping that it goes up. With me, I just bought some Hive because I knew I would use it in the various games I play, Golem Overlord, D-Crops, things of that nature, Woo, Wrestling, as well as Splinterlands. Splinterlands is my biggest game, right? But, okay, let's see what else is going on here. Alex T says, automation is your friend. Yeah, it definitely makes things easier if you know how to use it. Arnie's in the house. Welcome. Happy Saturday. KGM says, do not care for turkey. Had ham and ribeye steak. Well, hey, whatever floats your boat. You know what? I didn't care for turkey until I really started cooking my own. Because to tell you the truth, when I was younger, back in the day, and I got a gray beard, so it's been a while, people didn't really know about food science. Or I should say my parents and my aunts and uncles didn't know about food science. They didn't know the simple fact that you need to cook poultry to 165 degrees for it to be complete, for it to be done. Those little pop-out timers, they're not always accurate, okay? So the default for back in the day was to just cook the turkey to, until it was done. And that ended up being dry. So if you cook a turkey or a chicken for that matter, or a goose for that matter, and you cook it to 165, it's done. You pull that baby out, you let it rest, you slice it, it's going to be nice and juicy. Now, I understand not everybody likes poultry, right? But I think the main thing that kept me from liking turkey when I was younger is because they always cooked that until it was bone dry. You needed a drink to get that stuff down. And I'm not saying my parents were bad cooks. My mom was a great cook, but that was the default back in the day. They didn't know that a simple $5 meat thermometer could make you, give you the accurate reading of cooking a juicy turkey or chicken. And for the record, you want to measure it between the leg and where the leg attaches to the breast. Okay, right in that area. Get the accurate reading between the dark meat and the white meat. Yes, you caught me. I used to be a certified chef for a number of years. So, okay, so much for cooking. Gathering says, anyone grabbing more vouchers for the next promo card? Any thoughts on the rarity and cost? Well, I think they already announced it. It's going to be a rare, right? The first one was a common. I don't think they specifically said, but I think they said I think they said there was going to be one of each rarity. My guess is it's going to be a rare. As far as cost, it's probably going to be more expensive than what the common is, and the common was pretty expensive to me. So let's see here. Let's go under the shop. It's under exclusive. So the Mana Warden is going for 30 vouchers per BCX. My guess for the rare would be probably 60 to 100. It's got to be more than double what the common is. So I'm probably saying between 50 and 100 is what it'll cost per BCX. And obviously, you need a bunch of BCX to make your whatever level card you're going for. So, but as far as buying more vouchers, no. I mean, it really just depends upon what the card looks like. I bought vouchers preparing for the Mana Warden, and it was, to me, kind of lackluster. But I like the artwork, and it is a common. It is a dual Splinter common, so it does have some good value there. But I didn't buy one, so I am not preparing by buying more vouchers. KGM says, a guild is a good way to get SPS also. If you're looking for one, send me a request at KGM Jam. Good point. Glad you brought that up, because I need to log into my secondary account, which is in the KGM Jam's guild. And you will see the end of season just occurred. This account finished in Gold 1. Or the highest league achieved was Gold 1. That's interesting because this had been making it into Champ 3. It's one of those things where it kind of made it into Champ 3 and then gets beat down. So a little stiffer competition. And these are playing in Wild, played by the Archmage bot. So we'll go ahead and claim that. But he is right. If you're a relatively new, and I have to also buy the Wild Pass. I sent some DEC over from my main account to buy the Wild Pass. I just hadn't done it yet. If you're new to the game, one of the best things you can do is get in a guild. And we do have spots in the KGM Jam Guild, which he said just go under guild and send a request, and he'll let you in. All we request is that you play, and you play and play your brawls, because that helps the guild. You get SPS out of it, and as time goes along, you help your guild move up the ladder and increase, and then you make more. In my Prime guild, we moved up to 4-star in brawls this last week, and the difference in the rewards was substantial. What you actually get out of the brawls. So we can go to the glint shop and see what's going on here. So I have 78,000 glint to spend. I usually buy rarity draws. I have not been buying the gold foil draws, have not been buying the chests. I always buy some merits to buy some Gladius packs, though, because those are very strong. Alex T says, not a turkey guy, but you got to have turkey on Turkey Day. Gathering says, Mana Warden will be a key card to get for the new Modern. You can use it with any splinter, so it's very versatile. You can use it with any splinter. How can you use it with any splinter? No, you're going to use it with life and fire. You can't use it with any splinter. It's not a neutral. Let me know what you mean there. Gathering goes on to say, there are a couple good flank monsters to pair it with. Well, maybe I'm missing something. I'm not saying it's a bad card. What I'm saying is it didn't capture me enough to make me say, I got to have one, you know. Alex T says, Mana Warden was always a good card people slept on. People are actually sleeping on a lot of good cards. It's funny. I'm waiting to see who figures it out first. My money is on Gathering the Magic. Well, let's take another look at it. So at max level, we're talking about a 4-mana dual splinter card, Fire and Life, with 4 damage, 4 speed, and 6 health. He has Shield Ward, which says at the start of the battle, the unit is in front of this unit gains shield. He has Impede. Each successful attack reduces the defender's speed by 1. And he has Piercing. If melee or ranged attack damage is in excess of the target's armor, the remainder will damage the target's health. Tell me what's the main situation you would use this in then? I'm not saying it's a bad card. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that it didn't grab me enough to say, oh, I need one for the cost involved. Let's see what they're going for on the secondary market. Let's clear this. Let's go under... He's under Rebellion, and he would be under promo, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, so a max level is going for $57, and that's at 14 cents per BCX. So are you telling me that this is a $57 card? Gathering says, I forgot to add the promo cards to my Rebellion review. We'll knock them out later. Well, it sounds like a good, mini episode of just like the promo cards and those cards that maybe include the ones that are being bid on, stuff like that, auction type things. Alex T says, Duck for the win. I like Duck. I like Duck Breast once in a while. It's totally different. Your waterfowl are, in case you guys didn't know, are all dark meat. So it has a totally different flavor. But I like a good duck breast once in a while. I used to cook them when I was in the restaurant business. I actually like foie gras too. That's more French cooking. It's not up the alley of Americans' palates, but I like foie gras as well. I used to make that as well. Alex T says, oven safe meat thermometer for the win. Exactly. I just have a regular stick thermometer. I've been using them since I worked in kitchens. You can buy them for a 6-pack for, less than $10 or whatever, $1 a piece, $2 a piece, whatever. And you have them available and you can just use it. And, just don't go putting it in raw meat and then using the thermometer on something else. Always clean and sanitize. That's why I have multiple thermometers. I have one thermometer that's just for meat and then another thermometer for other stuff if I'm cooking other things that need to have the temperature measured. Okay, let's see. What else is going on? Zolden Rengar. Welcome. New name. Love to see new names. New player. Been about 9 days and have 16 parcels free to play. Oh, in Atlas Earth. Okay, so he's talking about Atlas Earth. Good to hear. I've been big week on Atlas Earth for me as well. You should check out that video I dropped yesterday on my channel. A lot of it was basically how the new ladder system, the new challenge ladder system, what I did in the last month and the values and the prices involved and everything. Spoiler alert, I completed the whole ladder. It took me all month down to almost the last day, but I completed it. So, Zolden says, for Atlas Earth, do you think they will ever add a map function to see your parcels around the world. They're talking about it. It's going to be in the browser. And they are working on it. You will be able to locate and check around the earth, check out what people's got. You won't be able to buy, you won't be able to sell, but you'll be able to look at all the rarities. I don't know the details, but they did say that you're going to be able to look on the map, and you're going to be able to look at who owns what, and check it out. No details past that. It's not going to be on mobile though. Okay, Alex T says you can get like 1 plot a day, I think, and like 3 from in-game giveaways. After 9 days, you should have 12-ish. You say 16, maybe, if so. Yeah, there's a lot of variables there. It's a lot of, depending upon how much you put into it, how many surveys you do, how many games you play, and everything. So I've been putting a lot of time and effort into it. Hey, something coming in from Young Eagle 95. Let's see. Sorry, anytime anybody sends me something, I like to write their name down so I can give a big thanks. Young Eagles 95 sent me in a cane. Thank you. I think that's going to be my first cane. Let me see. Thank you very much. Oh, this is, yeah, this will definitely be the first cane on this. Let's do this. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. But I would also like to take a minute and say thanks to Aaron Baker, Gathering the Magic, and also Why Not 1234 for sponsoring the channel, basically in various ways. Super chat, super thanks, and sending cards. I appreciate it. It helps me out. I always like to keep a list and thank people. So let's see here. I'm falling behind. Crypto Beaver says, was Cryptomancer too high on to overbid himself on the gold foil Heloise for 14 million? That's an interesting conversation. I had somebody suggest it on my channel. I'm not even gonna bring that up, but I don't know. It definitely did push some. It did push a lot of media. It did push a lot of posts on various formats, that, you know, social media stuff. I did a video on it. Probably most people who do YouTube videos did a video on it. So it definitely got word out. And I think in the community of Web3 games and NFTs, the biggest way to get word out about something is have a sale for a big amount of money. So I'll leave it at that. As far as him outbidding himself, I don't know. Obviously he wanted the one of one, and he got it. So past that, I'm not going, the conjecture behind that, how it was done, I don't know. Obviously, you know, if you were blockchain savvy, you could track down various large transfers of large amount of DEC back and forth and kind of track it down, but I'm going to take it at face value. I think I've said that before. Let's see here. Zolden says, I have been constantly boosting, doing surveys, usually get 100 a day, so maybe playing for 2 weeks now that I think of it. Yeah, I think about 100 Atlas bucks a day is kind of average. You know, you can have days where you earn more, and then you have days where you earn less. The new challenge system has definitely helped that out, improve the amount of Atlas bucks you can bring in, even if you're just playing free to play, which I am. I technically consider myself free to play because I haven't specifically spent any money on just buying parcels. Gathering says you can pair it with the dual summoners. Yeah, I could see that, where you could spread it out further. I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. That would get pretty complicated, though. Be pretty complicated. Alex C says, I'd not frame it as you can use it with any splinter, though. With the right summoner, you can pair it with most splinters. Yeah, I see what he means. What he means is it's dual splinter, but if you paired it with a dual splinter summoner, then it has access to another splinter. So that card can have actually access to 3 different splinters. So I see what you mean there. Plus neutral, obviously. So most splinters you could have, but then it gets really complicated. So you have to think about that. But I see what you mean now. Let's see here. So it is noon, so I'll take a minute. I'm trying to catch up. It is noon, so we're halfway through the show, so I want to take a minute to announce that you should pay attention to my channel later on today, because in December, I have a second live stream now that I've started, and it is on Sunday, and it will be at 1 p.m. Eastern time, okay? And the focus is playing Splinterlands. It will be all ghost card challenges, and the details will be in the video. It'll just be a short 5-minute or something like that. But there will be SPS given away, there will be cards given away, there will be packs given away, and the first 3 Sundays of, which tomorrow is the first, so pay attention, the first 3 Sundays of the month leading up to that 4th, which is the 22nd of December, the Sunday before Christmas, we'll have a larger payout, okay? So we're going to do ghost card challenges, and it will lead up to that penultimate, I think I said that right, Sunday before Christmas, which will have a leaderboard set of leaderboard prizes and some random giveaways for people participating. So once again, pay attention to the video whenever I put it out later tonight, because I still have to run the numbers and make sure all the numbers squared away. But we have a larger a person that has been a friend and subscriber of the channel for a long time is donating some a decent amount of SPS to give away. Also, the Splinterlands team through Blaze KOS is donating a bunch of prizes as well. So thanks go out to the Splinterlands team. Thanks go out to Trash Panda for supporting, and actually credit where credit is due. He came up with the idea. I'm just kind of fine-tuning the details of how to do it and actually putting it into process. So you will want to pay attention if you're a Splinterlands player. Come on over on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, same bat time, same bat channel here on YouTube, and have some matches, have some ghost card matches with me, and try to beat me. It's kind of like used to play Stump the Teacher in school. Well, this is beat Bronze Dragon, you know. So, but once again, pay attention for later today. I'll put out a short video with all of the specific details. Okay, let us catch up with chat. Zolden says, my parcel have been lucky. Pulls 6 common, 4 rare, 5 epic, and 1 legendary. That does sound lucky. Haven't bothered with the badge yet, as the parcel rates out do the 5%. Also, I got 200 from using a referral key code at 10 parcels. Yeah. Your numbers will fluctuate. I found that by the time I got to about 100 parcels, everything had evened out, and I was right about average as far as the drop rates were supposed to be, but you're sounding pretty good. Once you hit your 40th parcel, then go ahead and buy yourself a badge to get that extra 5%. Any other details, you can check out my other videos. There's a video I have that's called, you'll have to search on my channel, it's called watch this video before you start playing Atlas Earth. Watch that and it'll give you all the details. Alex C says it's good in low mana games. Gathering the Magic says in the new modern, the tanks are a lot weaker than Chaos. You really need that shield ability for your main tank. Good point. I might buy one. If you haven't been watching, Gathering's been doing a series of videos. He does market watch videos, but he's also started picking up on how the game is going to change when Chaos Legion cycles out of Modern, which should be this April sometime. That's when the new set's supposed to come out in that time frame. So pay attention to his videos for that. It's a good analysis, and it's very valid because there will be a huge change to modern. A lot of different variables there, but a huge change when Chaos Legion cycles out of modern. So that's one of them. So good to know. Good to know. KGM says, loving the Halfling Refugee. Oh, I do too. I do too. That's a great card. Let's take a look at that. I don't even know if I have one on this. Let's reset. Rebellion Reward. And it is epic. Yes, I do have one. Yeah, so I think obviously the best part about this is it's a 1 mana card, 2 damage, and 6 health. The 3 speeds right there in the middle, but you can throw that in, and obviously it would be better put in like Back to Basics or something rather where you don't have to worry about the Weary. But even with this Weary, it's a great card. It's a great card. 1 mana, throwing in extra damage. Especially, I'll throw it in whenever you have the hand that the match where melee can attack from any position. Great. You got 1 extra mana, throw that baby in there. And the only thing I can see is more recently we've been talking about the new, what's the big card? Let's look under auction. You probably wouldn't want to use him with Heloise the Hollow because she works off the aspect of she cannot consume or she cannot use cards that have Weary. So you probably wouldn't want to use it with Heloise. But I don't think most of us sitting here are going to have a Heloise. So valid discussion there. Alex T says, when I played, I used it in low mana melee, only stack melee and throw the shield up front. It was fun. Interesting. Tails, the type of dude that will cross-contaminate the meat thermometer. Oh. Cross-contamination is makes a lot of people sick. And you don't really hear about it a lot unless you go through cooking school, which I did. And then it gets beaten into your brain because obviously you're working in a restaurant. Last thing you want to do is get anybody sick. Obviously you want to make good food, but you don't want to get people sick. But back in the day, people didn't know about it, right? And so you would go away from a family dinner or from a cookout or something or other, and you'd have that rumbly tummy, and the next 2 days you'd spend on the john. Guess what? You got food poisoning, cross-contamination at its very finest. Gathering says, sent you a card, Bronze Dragon. I sent it to the Bronze Dragon account. Well, let's check it out. Oh, he sent me a gold foil Mana Warden. Nice. Level 3. I guess that means I'm going to have to buy some more gold foils, right? Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. We'll have to check it out. Go back to the secondary account. I do want to spend some glint. What should I buy? I usually buy standard draws. Keep in mind that this account's summoners are like level 4, level 5-ish. So, my financial journey's in the house. Welcome. Thank you for dropping by. How's it going? Just stopping in to say hey after my morning disc golf round in the snow. Nice. I've never played disc golf. I had a roommate in my younger years, in my 20s, that played disc golf and loved it. I used to see videos and stuff of him doing that. Seemed like he was having looked like a cool time. Gathering says, where is Tails? You scare him off, Alex? I haven't talked to him lately. I did stop by a couple of his videos, live streams, or watch his videos last week. So I do know that he's covering various things, and he's kind of been away from Splinterlands. I don't know. But he's been covering other types of blockchain type games. KGM Jam says, would like to see an in-game map in Atlas Earth to show you what passports you have and do not have, and to see where they are at. I don't think they're going to do that on mobile. It would be nice. I agree with you. They might include that. That would be nice if they included that on the website, however they manage that, because there is supposed to be a map where you can log in and check out who owns what, where, all over the world. So other than specifics, it would be nice to see what badges you have, you know, because yeah, it's kind of, I don't want to say nerve wracking, but it's kind of annoying. Have to drive around in certain directions going, do I have that? Is there any badges over this way? Alex T says, disc golf in the snow is lit. I will take your word for that. Sounds fun. I would expect that you could not use white discs. You would have to use some brighter colored discs. Zolden says, how do you find parcels for sale? Do you literally have to walk up to them, or is there a page for local listings? You literally have to walk or drive past them and come back. It's just like buying a parcel. You have to be in the exact vicinity. That parcel has to be on your mobile screen. It doesn't have to be in your circle. It has to be on the screen. It's kind of like buying. If you buy a parcel, it doesn't have to be in your circle. Just as long as it's on your mobile screen, then you can buy it. Same thing with sell it. So if you want to buy one, you actually have to be right there. But that's part of the game. I think they devised it that way to prevent certain abuses. Right. So there's a lot of traveling. This, KGM Jam has talked about this before. This is a game that probably people who travel a lot would like, you know, like truckers and things like that. You know, I know Trash Panda is a trucker. I don't know any details, but KGM Jam has talked about it a few times. He used to be a trucker as well. I think he started playing it when he was driving. Matt Young says, happy Thanksgiving, Bronze Dragon. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who stopped by and spends time with me on a daily basis or a weekly basis on my live stream, and also watches my videos. Are just trying to put it out there, cover Splinterlands, cover Atlas Earth, cover a number of other games, whatever strikes my fancy. But I'm having fun playing these games. If I wasn't having fun playing with them, I would stop playing. And I like putting out videos too. I like, back in the day I was in the Navy, I was trained to be a journalist, and part of that was editing film and putting these videos together and digitally. I know I'm not the best, but I'm hopefully getting better. Putting them together and editing them digitally is a lot of the premises apply as far as editing goes, but it's a lot easier, doing it digitally on a computer than it was back in the day with film. So not to show my age, but I think the gray beard already shows that. Alex T says, Tails has to work overtime on his 9 to 5 to cover the waifu losses. Man, Alex T going heavy on Tails. I don't think Tails isn't even here to represent himself. Gundam Buster says, today is my birthday, and I got lucky to pull Quora from 7 Gladius packs I opened minutes ago. Nice. Like me a Quora. Okay, speaking of that, let's go ahead. How many? I have 78,000 glint, so let's do like 3 batches of merits. First batch is 2,000. Second batch is 3,000. Because I definitely think that these are worth buying every time. Whenever you have some time, it's taken so long. I was watching KGM's video, and he made a point of talking about the Gladius cards. It's taken so long, and then the third batch is 4,500. So they do go up in price, but I still think the value's there. It's taken so long for long timers who've been collecting them for a while. You know, it used to be just so slow getting, and it's sped up since we can buy merits and stuff like that. But still, very powerful set. Let's go to shop under guild. Let's see. I can get 3. I can get 3 Gladius cases. Nope, not 4. 3. Then we can open. I think I got 1 or 2 extra as well. We can open those up and see what we get. But that's a good pull. Cora. We can go to open packs. Okay, so I have 7. Yeah, I think Core is the strongest card in the set. Let me know if you think there's a stronger one. Okay, let's see what we get here. Keep in mind this is 7 packs. 7 Gladius packs. It's what I happen to have. Let's just open them all. Gold foil. There's a Captain Katie. A gold foil Catrelba. Not too bad. No legendaries. 1 epic. And it has to always be Trap Falloway with me. I don't use that guy too much. Bunch of rares. Couple regular foil Catrelbas. A gold foil Catrelba. I tend to use Catrelba. Bertrall in low mana matches. My most used card here is Catrelba. Second to that, it would probably be Captain Katie or Ajax Lightfoot. I like throwing Ajax Lightfoot in on ranged matches. Okay. Let's go back to my items. Just take a look at, let's clear this and look at my Gladius cards. Let's just, for the sake of argument, look at gold foils. So I have 2 Catrelba gold foil Gobsons now. Catrelba gold foil Gobsons. It's like her middle name. Yeah, this is my secondary account, so not a whole lot here. Let's go back to normal foil, regular foil, and do some combinations. I don't think any of these are going to level. Yeah, my Crash is going to level. I don't use him a whole lot, though. Let's go ahead and just combine all. Those are my commons, but you can see where I'm sitting. Mostly level 4-ish. Rares. I don't think I'm going to level any of these. Okay, let's catch up with chat while I'm doing this. Sorry, I lost track. I got to combining and I lost track. Gathering says, happy birthday. What is your in-game name? Everybody's saying happy birthday. And Gundam Buster's in-game name is Quarty10. And Gathering sent him a gift. KGM says, Bronze Dragon, if you sold some plots in Atlas Earth and it was enough to take you to the previous tier, would you get the percentage back? Yeah, you would, because the tier goes by how many active plots you have, so, or parcels you have. If you reduce the amount of parcels you have in game, then you would backtrack. Zolden says, I'd also like to see Atlas Earth offer more options to spruce up the look of your parcels. Yeah, I mean, they're pricey, $2,500. They put one out. I don't know what, they cycle through them like once a month or something like that. I forget what the timing is on those. But they put a new one out. It would be nice to be able to do other stuff to them, but that's what we got so far. Alex T says, new play stream for the win. Yeah, we're going to be playing on Sundays. Dehota says, hey, Bronze Dragon, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Alex T says, you should do Blaze's job for him and tell him about it so he can give you stuff to give away. Well, no, I'm not going to do Blaze's job, first of all, because I got a regular 9 to 5. But second of all, he has been very responsive, and I ping him once in a while. He pings me once in a while with ideas. So I just try to be upfront with exactly where everything's coming from. because I don't really make any money other than the money I make off of YouTube and the ads, which is not a ton. It helps, right? But I like people to know exactly what's coming up, what's coming in, what I'm getting out of it, what I'm giving away. So we're all just very clear about this. I don't want to seem I'm covering Splinterlands because I like the game. I don't want it to seem like I'm working for the team and I'm pushing it, you know. So I do stand to make some money because I got a decent amount of money invested in the game, right? But it's a fun game to play. So let's go to epics. I got a trap. Okay. Zolden says 2,500 is ridiculous for an image upgrade when you consider each 100 is worth about $4. So $100 for an upgrade. Yeah, I know. We've all discussed this before. There are some people that buy it. It's just like in any other game. You put skins out. That's why I keep saying Splinterlands needs to have skins, right? And they've discussed it and they've got it in the works, right? With the whole different new system that's coming in, the glamour system. You know, more details to come as it comes out. But these big games, people pay tons of money just to make their stuff look different. You can go on a various, first-person shooter game and pay $50 for my gun to look different or whatever. That would help the game and bring money into the team, right? Same way in Atlas Earth, right? They've put these out there, and you would think, oh man, that's expensive for the price of one legendary upgrade. And a legendary only makes 4 times what a common does, but they give you different artwork, right? Guess what? You would think, oh, that's not logical to buy that. I'd rather have 25 parcels. No, guess what? For me, I've never bought one. I did earn one on the last month's challenges or this month's challenges, but there are people that buy it because there's a market for that. That's why I've always said that Splinterlands should have them, you know. Okay, what else is going on? Zolden continues, maybe I haven't been playing long enough and there have been much lower options. No, that's the first they came, and this is relatively recently. This came out, what, 3 months ago or something like that they started doing it? KGM says Trash Panda is a great supporter of Splinterlands. I agree. You know, here a while back, he's been supporting, myself and KGM doing stuff. So much appreciated. Alex T says Trash Panda pushing marketing for the win. Gathering says, I love my gold foils. Buy gold draws. I don't really use gold foils on this account because I don't have a lot. I've always approached it from trying to be the most economical and get the highest level cards. If I bought a gold foil rare, they're so expensive. They're so expensive. I can see why somebody would. I can see your use case for your account. You know what? I'm going to buy some epics. I got 69,000 left. Let's buy. What's 10? Oh, I don't have enough for 10. How about 5? Let's buy 5 epics. See what I get. Night Reaper, Kazi Conjurer, which we were talking about in Discord earlier. Who is that? One of the top level guys was lamenting that when you go from level 4 to 5, Kazi Conjurer actually loses health. But we'll take a look at it in a minute. It's an interesting kind of flavor thing. Thanalorian Blade, one of my favorite ones. Another Kazi Conjurer, I don't use a whole lot. Hey, check that out. Gold foil Thanalorian Blade. I don't even believe I used any potions on that because I didn't have any. Good stuff. But I think my main, let's go here, Rebellion rewards and Epic. And his point was, so check this out. So if you're at level 4, this guy has... Now, you have to keep in mind during this argument that this card only costs 2 mana to get out. Plus, it has Incendiary, which is kind of a detractor. It's a major detractor. But for 2 mana, he's doing 4 damage and 4 speed and 7 health. But when you advance it to level 5, his damage goes up to 5, which makes it a really damaging card for 2 mana. But his health goes down by 1. And then when you go up to level 6, he gets another speed as well as damage, but his health decreases again. So obviously I think the story flavor there is it's a really damaging card, but he's also damaging himself. So obviously it's kind of hard, probably very hard to play balance a card that's only 2 mana. Check that out. 2 mana card with 6 damage. And I think the lament was from the person in question was that this against somebody with force field, I don't know exactly what the point was, but it's an interesting card, and I think you would have to, a very powerful card in very certain situations. But either way, I just happened to remember that because they were discussing that earlier on Discord. Wilson says, hey, Gathering the Magic, recently I've been watching your videos for tips. I've decided to collect Rebellion cards. Yeah, I mean, Gathering's overall point in the last, series of videos he's been doing is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that, hey, the change in Modern's coming up, get prepared, right? So if you are new to the game, Chaos Legion is very attractive because it's a powerful set and it's cheap. But Chaos Legion is getting ready to leave Modern in April. So think about it before you buy cards, because your money, if you intend on staying in Modern, your money's probably better spent on Rebellion. Okay? Now, I love my Chaos Legion, and I'm a Wild player. So I would say if you want to transfer over to Wild and what that entails, Chaos Legion is a great value because guess what? They were massively overprinted and they're cheap. But good point there. Jordan Taylor's in the house. Hi, Bronze Dragon. Happy Thanksgiving from the UK. Hope you and the family are okay. Thanks. I like to see everybody stopping by. More the merrier. Gathering says, good morning. Good time to buy your deck now before the scramble to pick up cards next year. Well, I imagine due to the amount of Rebellion that is actually sold versus what has been burnt, the card values are going to stay up. And in fact, to your point, probably go up. So if you're trying to get prepared to stay in Modern, yeah. Now, not investment advice. This is play advice, right? If your intent is to stay in Modern, then Rebellion pick up right now, especially since there are still packs available on the market. It's a good time to buy. In fact, let's go over to my main account. Let's just have a little bit of fun here. I haven't opened a pack in quite a long time. Let's open a pack. Okay. It's the Rebellion pack opening. I know people do videos of hundreds of packs being opened, but I always, this last few weeks I've been giving away card packs, and I hear people come back to me, hey, you gave me a pack. Check out this legendary I got from the pack. I'm like, oh, well, congratulations. Okay. Okay, so normal pack. What do we get here? We got a Zedica. Not bad. Not bad at all. Dual Splinter Summoner. Death and Water. This is one of my favorite combos back in Magic the Gathering, Anna Che Botanist, not familiar with that one. He or she does have Return Fire. New Ska Drudge. Dolfar Darflack. What are these people drinking when they were making up these names? So check this out. 1 pack, 2 Dual Splinter Summoners. They're common, but still 2 Summoners. And Agarux Magus. Low mana. 1 damage, 2 speed, 2 health. Kind of weak, but has scatter shot. Okay, well, that was fun. I think I'll do another video where I do my end of season on this main account, so I'm not going to open up the others right now. Okay, let's see. It's getting towards the bottom of the hour. Let's see what everybody has to say. KGM Jam donated to my channel. Thank you very much. The super chats and super thanks on videos are always appreciated. Took that down. Appreciate it. I know I'm missing a lot of chat. Sorry, kind of got off on a different tangent. I'm just trying to scroll through and see if I can finish up the chat with a good set of quotes here. Alex T, there's a whole discussion about bots. Matt Young says there's a middle ground. Alex T says that's the major disagreement I have. Bots do buy. Clearly they do. If the market dropped 50% when they left, how are they not buying? Matt Young says, so you think massive bot farms would be buying rebellion packs and trying to max out decks? They buy the highest ROI cards. Gathering says, I learned my lesson today, buying major chests, going back to the guaranteed gold draws. Yeah, I like the draws. I can see, midway through I can see a use for chests. If you have some glint and you're midway through the season and you need some more energy to play some more matches, I can see it, because I usually end up getting a fair amount of energy off of chests. So there's a whole, I'm just kind of summarizing, there's a whole discussion in chat about bots and the pluses and minuses. It's a very wide open discussion. Gathering says, let them pick the league they want to play in, but they need max level cards for the previous league to play the cards there. That way maxed decks can get out of the lower league. I think one of the main problems, yeah, and I agree with that. I think one of the main problems was these massive bot farms throwing 1 BCX cards, going very wide instead of deep. So obviously, we've been talking about this forever. I do think that when the bot farms were active, which was primarily during the last bull run, right? Cards sold well, everything was high. It's easy to have a good outlook when that happens. But since then, we've largely quashed most of the bot farms, made it so it wasn't, worthwhile for them to be online. Although here recently, somebody pointed out that there's been a lot of activity on the blockchain as far as matches or whatever. I don't know any details, but that'd be interesting. I think Aftersound did a video on it. I haven't watched it yet. Matt Young says, I don't hate that Magic, but when it feels like you're removing progress from the game, I have no reason to progress to anything if there is no climbing the ladders. Gathering says, if you have a max or near max deck, you should have already climbed the ladder at some point. Wilson says, is it worth gambling with opening a Rebellion pack versus buying the Rebellion card? Usually I would say buy singles, but due to the price of Rebellion singles, I've bought Rebellion packs lately, so there's that. I think that the changes they made obviously have improved the prices and values of the cards, so it's more worthwhile to buy a pack if you stand a good chance of getting cards out of the pack that's worth more than the pack, right? So obvious basic math, right? The changes they've made have resulted into that, but it's also on the other side of that argument is that they've made the game more expensive to play, right, for new players coming in. Matt says, true, but then you should never have fell down to bronze or silver, but also the way leagues are, you smash them if you have a max deck. And yeah, I think a lot of people are tired of seeing max champ decks in silver, right? It really makes you just bang your head, Alex T says, buy the card, save the pack. Yeah. With the Rebellion packs, you will be able to use them to stake in the new set. It'll be worth half as much as what the new set will be packs. I'm looking forward to the new set, and I intend to buy some. I'm not going to be one of those big dogs buying, but I will buy some. Gathering says, buy the cards. The 350 can get you several key cards, maybe even 2 to 3 gold foils. I would take Gathering's advice. He keeps a close eye on the market every week. Watch his... he does it every weekend as far as the market watch. Matt Young says, yeah, in general, pack opening is gambling if you don't buy thousands of packs. Bolts85 is in the house. Just got done replacing my wheel hubs on my truck. Just stopping in to say hello. Yeah, I replaced the muffler bearings on my truck last week. Gathering the Magic says, hello, Bolts. How was your end of season? I haven't checked. I'll log in this afternoon after some habanero wings. Good luck with that. I like spicy wings. I don't like them so spicy that I lose my taste buds and I start sweating so bad that... Alex T says, I think it's better that bots have their own mode and pool. That way it's the best of both worlds. Interesting. I don't want to see anything that pulls away from the modern, and I don't want to see anything that dips into the two major pools now. And I think that was one of my arguments on the new mode that they announced. Not hardcore, whatever that's called. I don't want to see that infringe on either of the major pools, right? I'm not against the new mode. I just don't want to see it infringe. And I know that they're creating a third pool, right? Or it's from them. It's from the Splinterlands team. But eventually they're going to want to transfer that over to the DAO, most likely, because that represents another business cost to them. And then it would have to come from somewhere, right? So, okay, so we'll finish up. We're a little bit past the half hour. Gathering says, if you think Rebellion singles are expensive now, wait until the packs sell out in the next month and everyone scrambles to fill in. Yeah, completely agree to my earlier point. Matt Young says, I do too, and it's Wild League. For people who play the game and want to be competing, I can see it feeling like a slap in the face that after all these years, they design a new mode and it's for bots. Yeah, but there's also an argument there. It's like, the point of a collectible card game is that, to me, cards get older, get fewer by being burned off and combined and everything. They should be worth more in and of that itself from a collectability standpoint. But now, when the cards move out of modern and go to wild, and you have to incur a cost to play on a season-by-season basis, they start losing their value, right? So it's a weird situation to be in, but I see your point as well. Alex says, I can understand that. I feel the complete opposite. It's a win, and I think a good thing for the game. Yeah, I'm not against it. I completely understand the argument that there are people at the top end of the game that have put so much money into the game that they're trying to make, provide them incentive as well. I think there's a fine line there somewhere where they need to incentivize the free play, and which hopefully would lead free-to-play players lead to actually paying players, right? To increase the numbers within the game, which helps the overall market and everything like that out. But they also need to incentivize the people on the top end who have put a butt ton of money into the game to keep doing that, right? So I can see it from both aspects. I'm in the middle there somewhere, Okay, well, we're a little bit past the half hour. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Once again, if you missed my announcement at midway through the show, I will be hosting a series of live streams on Sunday, starting tomorrow through December, leading up to December 22nd, which is the Sunday before Christmas, we will do a series of ghost card battles. You battling me and seeing if you can beat me. If you can beat me, you will take SPS home, and throughout the whole series, we will accumulate and the people on the top of the leaderboard will take SPS home. And there will be assorted other prizes through the whole process. So stay tuned for a video later today from me with all the specifics. But as always, I appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving this week. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, this is Bronze Dragon, and I will see you in Splinterlands.